Alrighty, welcome back. This is still Tea Time on PlusTvAfrica. And you know how we do it, people. We always bring you talented guests, and today is no different. We have a very special foreign rice that we have in the building. Her name is Naledi Boltina, and she's a singer, songwriter, voiceover artist, actress, and presenter. Born in Eastern Cape in 1993 and used to be on Bay TV, she has starred in Rockville, The Gift, The Lilies, Isibaya, Sugar, The River, and The Queen. Her mother was also a model and music teacher, so you could pretty much say that this thing is in her blood. It was inherited. The lady has opened for American hip-hop music star Ace Wood and has worked with South Africa's top 30 idols during her Naledi in Friends tour. She's currently in Nigeria, though, obviously, with us in Tea Time, working with award-winning Sukuki, Ice Prince, Mikado, Cheddar Producer, DJ Moon on the beats, see, a bunch of others, and she's doing other stuff, but we have her here, so let's just allow her to say all these things by herself. Hello, lady.
Hey, thank you for having me.
It's awesome having you on this table. I'm very happy, and I like what's going on with the girl power. So yeah, well done for that. Okay, so I want you to just do a breakdown of who you are, because I've met you before, and I remember that night. Just quick story. I remember that night I saw her, and she looked like, first of all, she looked like a superstar, but I wasn't sure what kind. And then I heard, okay, she's the manager of another group that we'll see talk about. And I was like, okay, cool. Before the end of the night, I found out that she's more than that. She's actually, like, first of all, a hustler and just hard, and then also like an artist herself, and she does a million and one other things. And you don't meet those kind of powerful people like that. Your presence was very, very strong. So I want you to do a breakdown for us in Nigeria. Like, who are you? What do you do?
Well, I like to refer to myself as an entrepreneur. I think that's one of the first mistakes that we make in the industry, is that we call ourselves artists, and then that's how people actually end up taking advantage of us artists, especially in the music world, you know. I know there's a song I used to like very much. I think it's, what's this? Rands and Nairas.
Yes, right.
So you're in the music industry, I'm in the music business. So I used to love that line so much, and hence I am chasing Rands and Nairas.
Basically.
So yeah, I call myself an entrepreneur. Yes, I am a musician, I am an actress, I am a presenter. I am also artist manager of Yaba Buluku. Yes, I'm so proud of them. I'm also currently running my own clothing line. As you can see, I'm wearing me. So like, yeah, man, like I'm actually involved in a number of things, but most of all, I am an entertainer, yes. Above and beyond everything, yes. I'm an entertainer.
You're doing a lot. You're an actress, you're an artist, you're a voiceover artist, you have a business. I didn't even know that. So how do you balance through everything and your personal life? Because of course you have to party, you have to chill, you have to go to the beach. How do you balance it?
Fortunately, we are fun employed. Our industry especially, it's fun employment. I know I used to fight a lot with my parents because they didn't understand that you always partying, like you saying you at work, like,
but that's work.
How do the two intertwine and so on and so forth? You know, they just never understood. Because, you know, the line between work and play, it's really easy to bridge, you know. So it's very important that you're able to say, okay, this is work and this is play. But obviously with our industry, they intertwine.
For sure.
So I always try, for instance, if I'm performing or so on and so forth, I'll bring a friend or two, you know, so we can also hang out at the same time, you know, and then that way I get to enjoy my weekend and also enjoy my work. So yeah, I mean, that's how we're able to balance the two. But now, considering that I'm in Nigeria, my family is not even here, so that one is a bit of a hard one at the moment, but you know, it is what it is. We are chasing
the brands and the Nara. Okay, you know, I know, just researching on you and stuff, I saw that you had the song with Ice Prince, and that seemed to really like make the waves and numbers and stuff. Now I want to know though, is that the reason why you came to Nigeria? Because usually we are the ones that want to jackpot, want to get out of the country. We don't really see people settling that much here. It's not very common in the way, and you've done it really well. So I want to know what birthed that movement.
Okay, it was the lockdown.
Ah, I see.
The lockdown is actually what gave birth to my movement in Nigeria. I came here last year. I remember coming with my manager. We were invited. I was performing. And then I was performing at a wedding. So at a wedding, I now met some film producers and, you know, recording labels, so on and so forth. I went home. I came back. And I remember coming back last year, March. They said, this is the last flight out of South Africa. Are you aware? I said, Corona in Africa. It's a joke. It's a joke. And the joke is on us. You know, they said, no, we're probably going to have a lockdown for like 2 weeks. I'm like,
No.
2 weeks?
Yeah,
I'm like,
sure.
yeah. I mean, I'm going to need to be there for like 3 weeks. Little did we know.
And you're still here.
And the craziest part is, so when the airports shut down, it went from being 2 weeks to a few months. And then, you know, as I was here, you know, I was losing my mind. I'm like, what do we do now? Like, how do we keep busy? How do we, you know? I remembered, I once, I was the lead lady in Ice Prince's music video. So, and we were still quite cool. So I called him, I'm like, I'm in Nigeria. Let's do something. There's a song that I'm actually working on. He said, okay, cool, send it to me, let me hear. I sent it to him, and that was the birth of African King.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, so let's talk about you managing Yaba
Buluku.
people. It's a mouthful for me. But because I've seen that, luckily for me, I've seen that hands-on, and the synchronization that you guys have is something to talk about. You guys act like siblings, but in the same breath, colleagues, in the same breath, friends, and in the same breath, families. So how is that like for you, really?
I'm trying not to get emotional about them. You know, it's actually, it's quite strange how we even met. I heard this song, and then I was like, what? The song is, you know, it's a banger. So I found DJ Tariko on Instagram. I sent him a DM. I'm like, we should link up and do something together. And then I went back to South Africa. And then we were in studio, we were recording. We do have something coming up together, but I realized that you guys don't have management. Like, what's going on? Like, you know, I've got a background in PR and marketing. You know, I did political PR. So I studied media, I did radio, so on and so forth. So I said, look, I'm taking you guys to Nigeria. Like, I don't care what happens. You guys are going to Nigeria. Like, you don't understand how massive this song is. Like, wait until everyone hears it. And you know, sometimes it's as if you're just telling stories. It's a joke. They're like, okay, cool, yeah, cool, kumbaya, like, yeah, you know. And I got on the phone immediately. I started making calls. I'm like, I just met these guys. They're insane. The energy is even more insane when you actually, I mean, you've met them.
Yeah, for sure.
So once you get to know them personally, I mean, these are people that were complete strangers. I remember my brother was a bit skeptical about me going to a house in Midrand where there's 3 guys I've never met before. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, dude, like, it's okay. Like, like, what's the worst that could happen? I mean, you know. And here we are now, like a few months down the line. Like, I miss them so much right now. Like, I can't wait until, you know, I get back with them. But yeah, it's been a great journey. Like, I'm so proud of them. Like, and you know, the remix with Burna, like, it's almost as if the streets did that for us. Like,
Oh my goodness,
we didn't even
that song.
need to do much. You know, before Burna could even say, like, let's do this. Someone was emceeing and they're like, Odoku, you bad. Ile for Burna. I was like,
this happened.
and I was at the, I'm like,
What just happened?
you know, and I'm out here sending DMs, like, hey, I'm the manager of Yaba Buluku, could you? And, you know, obviously you'll get a response.
No.
But, you know, the universe. So literally, the streets wrote that song. Like, well, that verse, like, it's everything just came together.
That's amazing. It's really amazing. And I know that, you know, when I was reading a bit of your story, we're going to go personal really quickly because But I know that you've mentioned as well, like, you had this radio personality. So basically, you're creative. You're one of us.
Yeah.
So I know that, you know, for people like us, it's very easy to kind of share our story. We don't really have a fear with doing that. And you do that with so much elegance and so much grace. And me, I am a prominent feminist on this table. Everybody knows that. So when I saw some things that you were talking about, I'm like, oh, this is something that, you know, needs more light, especially on tea time tables. So you had already mentioned that you had your previous marriage and there was domestic violence. And it seems like you haven't really stopped there from just having a domestic violence story. You've done more than that. So can you please put more light on that?
Well, you know, they say I became a motivational speaker. You know, sometimes God puts you in a position where you get an opportunity to learn from some situations, and you are able to help others. You know, sometimes we can almost feel like I'm on the right path, and then suddenly, and then you're like, but God, like, what is going on? Like, because, I mean, when I got married and I had my daughter, I was like, this is it. But unfortunately, it was career suicide. I had to put aside my career. I had to put aside me. I had to put aside being, you know, vocal and so on and so forth. Like, I couldn't come home from studio at 4 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't, you know, there were so many things I couldn't do because I was now with the responsibility of being a wife and to a Nigerian man. So you know how Yoruba.
Okay.
So I was just expected to do so many other things and put other things aside. To cut a long story short, so obviously that makes you dependent.
Of course.
You understand? So immediately, so for 2 years, I put my career on hold. Some days I'd have auditions or I'd have to be on set.
You miss all of that.
I'd have a blue eye, so I have to call in sick. So no one is going to want to hire someone who's always calling in sick, you know, or it's one story or the other, you know, or sometimes I'll be crying the whole night, my eyes will be puffy, I can't shoot. So it was just, it was horrific. But at the end of the day, it made me stronger because what doesn't kill you
makes you stronger.
Only makes you stronger.
And because,
like, literally.
Because you're running out of time, and I know that you are. You hear some people say things, but with you, I feel it. I can see it, and that's amazing. Shout out to you for just, you know, using that experience to inspire others. It's not going unnoticed. But before we even let you go, because we're really running out of time, let's talk about the most recent projects that you're working on now. You talked about a song. What's it about? Where can we want to feel more about you, because we're going to have to let you go. So how can we find you on our phones?
You guys can find me at Naledi Boltina on Instagram, Twitter. Actually, I don't have any funny names. Everywhere you find me, it's at Naledi Boltina. No underscores, no nothing. So there's a new song coming up. It's myself, DJ Neptune, and Kind Wiz. It's actually a remix. I don't know if you guys know the song, There's No Money on Ground.
Keep on, go.
Keep going.
There's no money on ground. There's no money on ground. But anyway, so Kind Wiz dropped the song, and then he turned out to be my neighbor. Like, I feel like the universe is just
it's working for you.
I swear. So I was coming, like I was in a hurry. I got home. I'm just we were supposed to travel to Abuja, so I just wanted to get one or two. The boys were supposed to travel and perform in Abuja. So as I'm in a hurry, I get to my house. There's a camera crew going up the stairs. I'm like, and then where you guys going? Like, no, we live next door to you. I'm like, what's happening next door? They're like, there's a studio, and there's a photo studio and a recording studio, and we make music videos. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll talk to you guys later. They approached me. They're like, no, we know you're the manager of Yaba Buluku. We like to work with the guys. And then they played me a song. And then they were like, but we also know that you're a musician. We actually want to do a remix of No Money on Ground. I'm like, okay, play it. And you know, this night I was actually really upset because I don't know if you have heard or you know, I was on a show called Celebrity Come Built, so I've left the show. So they've been spreading numerous rumors and so on and so forth, basically trying to bully me in the sense that they're just, you know, because there's like a lot
they haven't
going
met
on.
you, that's why they don't know that you're
Yeah.
somebody that they can trample on
You
like that.
understand? So it was one of those situations, you know, how producers are doing shady things.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, No Money on Ground.
Yeah.
It's coming through. Which camera am I looking
That's
at?
your camera.
Okay, so the song is called No Money on Ground. It's Kind Wiz and featuring DJ Neptune. Please look out for it. It's coming out really soon. No Money on
Naledi
Ground.
Boltina. Thank you so much, guys. If you're still watching, you're an OG, you deserve one bottle of whatever favorite drink you like. But thank you so much for watching. Join the conversation on social media with the hashtag Tea Time. Remember, they can also catch up on all of our previous episodes, including this one, and all our exclusive content by subscribing to our YouTube channel at PlusTvAfrica Lifestyle. You can also watch RTV in London and in RTV and in London on Ben Television. A big thank you go out to my very special guest today, Naledi Boltina, and of course Neema for keeping it jiggy. In fact, Powerpuff Girls vibes is today. And the production team for making the show so smooth. Thank you so much. My name remains Ifeoma.